Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TinyBlueGames. My name is, of course, Seesaw or Chris, and today we're playing Final Fantasy XIV in 2019. How you're doing? Hopefully you're having a great Saturday. Today we're doing things a little bit differently. We've got three quick little topics that I want to talk about, and they're actually big topics that I'll probably make a full-on video about in the future when I'm at endgame and playing around with the system in detail. But because I just stumbled upon them, I really wanted to do a video about each of them while they were fresh in my mind. So the first of these items is the Glamour System. It's actually a really simple system in my mind because it's very similar to Guild Wars 2. You use a item in your bag. In this instance, it is a Glamour Prism to convert one item to look like a different item, and that works very similarly to how the Guild Wars 2 system did. So you can see my little starter beret there that you get for doing the quest. The quest itself is actually really quick. You just get a drink that's sold in the same town and bring it back to the NPC that you're talking to. There is actually a quest to get dyeing for your gear, or to dye your gear different colors. I didn't finish that one just because the drink required for that one wasn't sold at the same town, and I was apparently too lazy to go get the drink right away. So that's probably something we'll talk about in a little bit. I actually thought I had completed it, so you'll see me buy some random dye item hoping to use it, and I'm just confused, so don't be confused. Oh, but look at this. You can see my new little pet, the Dust Bunny here. A viewer like you actually gave it to me, and first and foremost, I never expect gifts. He was just extremely generous and was like, here you go. So thank you, Stadius, I believe your name is, your in-game name. I won't say the last name. I don't want to give you away too much, but thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And especially with the last dungeon, these guys are adorable. So how could I not love it? But yeah, thank you so much. The second system we're talking about in this video that you've probably already stumbled upon, this is my first interaction with the market board. It's quite different. Like when you go to an auction house in most games, they're fairly similar. This one definitely is quite different, and some of it is good, some of it I like right away, and some of it I need to probably learn more about. The big thing I love is all the categories with the little icons. I think it's very easy to see, I want to look for weapons, there's the weapon. I want to look for pants, there's the pant. Like that part's really easy. The confusing part is the way things are listed. It kind of lists the different items, and then it shows you how many listings there are for that item, I believe. And I'm used to just clicking, iron ore, and then it'll show all the iron ore on the auction house, and it'll allow you to sort from cheapest to most expensive. This is a little bit differently. So it shows you all the listings, and then once you're in the listings, you can see the price, and the quantity, and the total amount. And I'm not entirely sure if you're able to purchase like a lower amount than the total quantity, or if you have to sort of buy that packet. Like if there's specifically 5 eggs or something like that listed, do you have to buy all 5 of those eggs, or is there a way that you can actually choose less? I didn't, in all fairness, play around too much with it. I was actually looking for specific items to change my glamour up, because once I unlocked glamour, I of course had to look my most beautiful, so we'll get into that in a second. But oh, and here you can actually see me buying the red dye, and I'm not even sure if those are the correct dyes that you would use to dye gear, or if that's more like to actually craft things. I'm still fairly confused, but I made sure not to buy anything too expensive. I did buy some food as well, because I was reading a beginner tip, or maybe I was watching it, I'm not sure. But they mentioned that anything you eat gives you a 3% experience bonus. So it's very wise to just look for something cheap, food-wise, to have the bonus. Oh, and then I did realize that there's a wish list that you can have that shows the demand for specific items. So I think that's really cool. And if I understand it correctly, if it's on your wish list, you can just sort of check this page to see if there's any listings for the items you're interested in. And you could often come back and maybe check prices. So I think that's a really, really handy thing to have. That seems like something that would be an add-on in World of Warcraft that's just already brought into the game. And I always love it when, you know, it's already in the game. It's a full feature of the game. So super cool. But yeah, definitely a different auction house system, but I am a fan. And I just need to learn more, right? That's every part of this game. Anything that feels uncomfortable, it's probably that you just need to play around with it more, that you need to understand it more. I mean, some of it's not going to be your style, but definitely, you know, understand it before you pass judgment. So yeah, here are the Glamour Prisms I was talking about, and also the Glamour Dispeller, which I believe would remove the glamour effect from the item. So it's very cool. I got some spectacles and a nice robe that I wanted to do up all pretty. So we're gonna pop those on real quick. And you can see it's really quick. You just sort of right click it and you hit Glamour, Cast Glamour. You find the item that you want to do. You should probably know the name of it because the icons can look very similar, but you can sort of mouse over to see a better image of what the item is. And then you just cast that and it'll take the appearance of the one item and put it onto your other item, and bing bang boom, you got yourself. I tried to scroll into the glasses there. I wasn't specifically scrolling into my crotch, but look at that. Look how cute I am, huh? Look at the earrings too. I love that you can actually see the earrings in this game, and I'm not sure if it's for all the earrings, but that's something MapleStory did. And so many MMOs, like when you have earrings, rings, and stuff like that, it does nothing to your character. So I'm actually really just blown away that there is earrings that I can see on my character. I think that's super cool. And then we're going to put the robe on that I got. It's a nice little, I want to say Red Riding Hood robe, but that might not be accurate. But it's really cute. And I want to be the prettiest cat lady I can be. What I did notice though is I think because of the hood, I couldn't see my glasses, which was the ultimate look I was going for. So that's a little unfortunate. I might have to play around with that a bit more and see if there's something without a hood or if there's some sort of glasses that will actually fit underneath. But I think it's really, really cool. I definitely appreciated the Glamour system a lot. And I think it was straightforward, but that's again, someone who used a fairly similar system in Guild Wars 2. And now you've also, I'm trying to use my die here, but I think I forgot that I didn't do the quest, and I'm also not sure if that's the proper die, so just ignore what's going on there. But you'll also notice that I am in an inn, a room of an inn, and I'm exploring that for the first time, which is also really cool. And there's two things I want to talk about. The first is this Glamor Dresser. Now, I never ultimately figured out how to use it, despite taking a look at the, I don't know what it was that sort of prevented me from making it, but what I understand is that you can make glamour sets the same way you would make armor sets. And for instance, say you changed your armor from being an archer to your botanist crafting gear, you push a button and you can just change between those ideal sets of gear. And then in the same way, if you had a specific look that you liked for an archer, you could have a specific look that you liked for a different class or something like that. And that's how I read it, and that's how I think it works. But I never was able to put it together, and if anyone's got like the secret tip as to why I was dragging this on, I'm like, this seems like I have everything, but maybe I have to unlock it further. I wasn't sure, and then I opened armories like this, and it seemed like these were more specific, like set pieces kind of thing that I haven't unlocked, like for different achievements and stuff like that. And maybe that's what this system is really tailored to, is for specific sets of gear and not for making your own as much, but I kind of thought it was for customizing your own. And honestly, if you don't want to leave a big comment about this, that's fine. I'll probably watch a guide myself on how to use this a bit more. But I just thought it was interesting that there is a bit more that you can do with the wardrobe system in this game. And obviously, if you're a new player, do please go and watch someone who's a bit more experienced. Maybe even myself, you know, a few months from now when I am actually at max level. And that's pretty optimistic. I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint people, but let's be honest. I'm level, what, 27? Which, hey, almost barred, but I'm slow. I'm taking my time. But yeah, look at that. I'm pretty. I was very satisfied with the robe I ultimately chose, despite the fact that I didn't get to use the glasses I wanted with it. And you know, the dyeing, I don't know why I bought the red dye, even though I bought the red robe. I'm just mostly very confused about my decisions in this situation in general. But yeah. So, and then I found out how to actually you can bring the entire sort of wardrobe that you're wearing into the window, but I still couldn't create a palette with it. So it was close. I was very close to figuring things out, but not quite. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the journal, and this is one of the coolest things I think in any MMO. I don't know any MMO that's actually done this before, and I might just not be correctly remembering. But the journal allows you to go back and watch cinematics from either questing or from your job story. Like I was actually very impressed. I thought it was just going to be the main scenario quest, but you get your job quests, you get the different expansion quests, you get the intros to dungeons, you get to look at pretty much everything. So for someone like me, or for anyone who's kind of used to skipping things in a game, it makes it really easy for you to go back and watch what you've missed if there was something really cool that you just accidentally skipped out of, because that's a bad habit that we're all taught. It's just a really cool system. You can actually, like, if there's multiple cutscenes for a specific chapter, you can go and choose which of the cutscenes. The only issue is I don't think you get like kind of the dialogue, like where you're actually like before an actual cinematic where you're just sort of chatting with the NPC. I don't think you're able to see that again, but the actual cinematics that are done very nicely, like with the dialogue in them, you're able to get that. So that's really cool. This guy right here, he's kind of mean to us. Not the girl, but the guy. Yeah, he doesn't like us. We have a complicated relationship with him. Let's just leave it like that. But yeah, those are the systems I want to go over. I'm sorry I didn't quite finish or figure out the palettes. That's probably something if I do a Glamour video once I have everything figured out at max level, that's something I'll definitely want to touch more on. And if anyone has any advice in the comments, it's always so welcome. You guys are so great at clarifying things for myself as well as other new players. But until then, guys, I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to make our next video, and I don't want to spoil anything, but we're going somewhere golden. Yeah. So I'll see you then. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.